Hello, folks. Do you recognize that? All right. How many were here the last time we played in Memorial Day? Oh, good. All right. So we have some repeat offenders, as they say. All right. Well, the name of that tune was Muskrat Ramble. And that little tune was made very famous by a trombonist whose name was Kid Ory. And interestingly enough, Louis Armstrong was in that band at the time too. That was recorded way back in 1926, so it's almost 100 years old now. We are the Dixie Band, and we're an offshoot of the North Pittsburgh Symphonic Band, which performs at the middle school in North Hills on Rochester Road every so often. And Carol, I could not find the next concert, so you're going to have to tell us when that is in case of
27th.
September? October 27th.
Or the Sunday, the last Sunday of October.
Okay, the last Sunday of October. We're looking it up for you. I'm not in that particular band, so I'm not sure.
26th.
October 26th at the North Hills Middle School.
It's always an afternoon concert.
Yeah.
Which is
So
even
those
better.
of us who have eye issues, you can drive in daylight for once. So that's a good thing. Maybe you can get a bus or a van to take you there, because I understand it's always a good concert, isn't it, Carol?
We think so.
They think so. Peggy and Carol are both in that organization, and they are active members of the band. And of course,
They get better every year.
they get better every year. So there you go. There's your plug. All right. So Muskrat Ramble. It was #1. This next tune-up is a 1918 song, so it's more than 100 years old. And this song was actually featured in a whole bunch of movies over the years. It was actually played as a theme song or one of the major songs in 8 different movies. Famous people have performed this tune. Ted Lewis, Cab Calloway, Fats Waller, and even Count Basie played this. And this is a sing-along. Now, those of you who have been here before when we've performed, what are you supposed to do when we put our hand up like this? Sing along. Sing along. If you don't want to sing, you can whistle, grunt, like the tennis players do. Ah! Ah! I mean, I don't know if we'll think much of you, but you can try to sing, dance. Those of you who are mobile, if you want to get up and clap, kick your feet around, that's fine with us. Just don't hurt us, because we're the musicians. We got to finish the concert. All right, and the name of this tune, believe it or not, is called Somebody Stole My Gal.
How many times this whole thing?
Vocal only. Vocal only.
One time.
So just one time.
No repeat.
Yes, go back to 5 after the vocal.
Okay.
Got it? Back. Okay. I say she was a ladybird. Her kisses hide of sun. Please get me now. And she, I know that she would come to me if she could see her broken hearts of now. Somebody's home again.
Did anyone hear the cowbell solo in that song?
You did?
Yeah.
All right, do you know who the fellow's name is? Come on, you should know all of us by now. Mr. Bob Miller on drums. How about a little hand for him? He's the guy who doesn't get to rest at all. Now, the piano probably is second. The string bass is probably tied with the piano, but Bob has to play every single beat. And so by the end of this, he deserves a drink of some type or other, okay? And he gets to choose.
Or ice cream on the way home.
Oh, ice cream on the way home to build up his strength. You know, we all need those carbs.
Yeah.
We do that a lot.
All right. Next up is a little tune. It was recorded in 1917 by a band that started the jazz era, named Original Dixieland Jazz Band. And this was the band, not the best, not the first, but they were the first ones to record. So they got to the starting line first. And they were a group of 5 musicians. This was one of their more famous songs. It's called At the Jazz Band Ball. As is.
No repeats, just straight on through. There's no repeats written. There's a big trombone solo in there, Bill.
I have a repeat,
Where do you have a repeat?
but just as
It's in the solo. You have something in C, don't you? I have D.
I have
Tenor.
saxophone.
Yeah. All right, we're ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, now, who did we hear a lot of on that particular one? Bob, he was showing off. Did you notice that? Yeah. Our drummer was showing off. Anyway, I want to introduce you to a couple of members of the band. For starters here, you heard a couple solos already from none other than Dr. Don Baxter, our cornetist. And I like to say he's probably one of the best Dixie Band cornet players in all of Western Pennsylvania, and I mean that sincerely. And I'm not going to tell you how old he is. He'll tell you himself soon enough.
I want to tell you. I have a classic cornet player's personality. I'm really impressed with myself. And in my Sunday school class, we studied humility once, and I flunked. And the sad part about this story is I was the teacher, so I had to flunk myself.
Anyway, we have Ms. Peggy Burr on clarinet. Oh boy, you have a fan club. Are you giving out autographs at the end of the show? Okay. And in the far back here, we have none other than Mr. Bill Baxter, who is the better brother, I like to say, of Dr. Don Baxter. And what's interesting is that Bill does a number of different instruments. Today, you've seen him already. He does trombone, and he also does banjo. He plays tuba. He has played drums for us in a pinch before. Kazoo. He sings, he dances, and he whistles. So maybe for an encore, we'll let him whistle When the Saints Come Marching In. Anyway, we'll get to the other folks in a little bit here. Next up, I want to do another song that's a singing song. You have heard this song many times. It is a ragtime song. Now, ragtime prefaced the new jazz era that started in 1917 or 18 or so, and I'll give you a little more information on that a little later in the program. But you will note that most of the ragtime songs are more syncopated. They're more like a march. And the swing era starts bending the notes until you get all the way into the 40s, and then it was the swing era, right? Everything swung. And what's the difference? You feel like dancing with all of the soft jazz and the new jazz stuff. This is a ragtime song, 1911. Irving Berlin and Scott Joplin were two very famous composers during this time. They didn't do this particular song, but you're going to listen to it because there were a lot of honky-tonk pianists who played this, and the name of this song is Oh You Beautiful Doll. Vocal only, straight through. There's a key change at 62.
Notice there's a lot of key changes in this song.
I will keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
Thank you. Here we go.
Any of you recognize it? All right.
192 is
Okay.
this one's 192.
Yeah.
The next tune-up is going to be something that is special because it was the very first jazz recording. And it was done by these guys from New York that I told you about, the original Dixieland Jazz Band. This was made in 1917, and it started the era that dominated until the swing era and the bop era that started in the late 30s, early 40s. So it was recorded in New York, even though where were the roots of jazz started? Give me New Orleans. Where did it move to? It kind of morphed upwards. They moved up to Chicago, St. Louis, and then all of a sudden somebody said, let's start recording this music because it's hot. And so it moved over to New York, and then it spread out to the west. But you're right, it did start in New Orleans. With who? Anybody want to guess? Well, there's King Ory, there's King Oliver, Kid Ory, King Oliver. In the early 1900s is about when they started out, but they weren't very famous or very good at the time, and ragtime was the be-all, end-all back in those days. So we're going to play this tune for you. We're going to feature both Don and Bill on solos on this one. Original Dixieland one-step. So who's first? Don?
I'll start.
Okay. So it's 2 times 32 bars each. Okay. somebody's been practicing. What do you think?
I practice every day.
You need to.
I never,
Bill, what?
I never practice.
Bill never practices. So,
It's not fair. He gets better every year and he doesn't practice, and I stay the same and I practice every day. I have talent.
a little sibling rivalry here. Maybe you need to take it outside, guys. Anyway, I want to introduce you to a couple other band members here on my left, your right. We have none other than Dr. Bob Gluckman on string bass. Now, most Dixie bands have tubas, and so we have a tuba and a string bass who take turns playing in our group. So at first I thought, nah, string bass isn't going to fit in, but actually it's different and it's just as good, believe me. So I appreciate that Dr. Bob shows up for us, and I appreciate when the other fellow shows up too. So they're both good musicians, and we're thankful to have them. On piano, your beautiful new electric piano. This is a gorgeous instrument. Carol loves it because she doesn't have to drag her own piano to the event. So she's delighted to come here. She'll come here every Sunday morning, right? Didn't you say you were going to come and do tunes for everybody? No? Oh, no. Oh, she already has another gig. Sorry. Okay, but anyway, this is Carol Zimmerman on piano. Give a hand for her. Next up, we're going to play a song that was sung by a barbershop quartet. Now, you will notice that there aren't any barbershop quartet type songs in the jazz era. There really aren't. I mean, there might be some, but it's the rare occasion. The barbershop quartet stuff was, in many ways, part of the routine with the type of music that was called ragtime. And and that was because a lot of times the only instrument that played was somebody like Carol. It was somebody doing a piano. And they were playing honky-tonk piano, and then somebody got the bright idea, well, let's put four guys together and have them stand by the piano and sing. Well, this is one of those kind of songs that you're going to recognize immediately. I Want a Girl. What's the rest of it?
Just
Dad had on the side.
Oh, I can't repeat that, sorry.
So it's singing. Any solos or not?
Yeah. Who wants a solo on this?
I do.
Okay, Donnie wants a solo.
Gimme.
All right, I think it's 32 bars. No, 16 bars, just one time through. Okay. fun tune, huh? Who sang? Raise your hands. Who all sang? Isn't it funny how these songs are 60, 70, 80 years since you've heard them, but you still remember the lyrics? What do they call that? Brainworm? When you get a song in your head and you can't it out, you're gonna leave your day and you're gonna be earworm, brainworm. Well, I was close. Anyway, hopefully there's some tunes here that you will recognize today and take them with you and sing them on your porches and your decks tonight. You know, you can do like a group sing. I think the rest of the residents would probably really hate it, wouldn't they? All right. We're at the stage of the program where I like to find out who has birthdays. And so we all hopefully have had birthdays, but in particular in the month of August, because we would like to acknowledge and recognize you. So I've done this in the past. There have been times where no one raised their hands, and there have been times where people have raised their hands and said, I'm 105. I think that's my record. We had one person, not here, but somewhere else, that said they were 105. So I'm looking for August birthdays. You have to raise your hand if you have an August birthday.
There's one.
There's one.
All right. Anyone else? Come on. There can't be 50 people here and only one August birthday?
I had one this year.
All right. Then we're going to spread it into September, too. How many are having a birthday in September? All right, that's better. Okay, now you have to leave your hand up. Show me. Okay. You have something coming to you, so you have to, if you don't raise your hand, I won't know who to recognize. You guys are going to play the happy birthday. I'm going to
While you're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to give you 2 beats. You got to play. All right, go ahead.
Okay. 2 beats. Here it comes. Yeah. Here it is.
I had key of A flat.
I have B flat. All different keys. We'll try it again. Give us a key. Let's try it again.
What key?
Let's do B flat. B flat.
B flat. B flat. All right.
Start it. Came up with A flat. It works better if we're all in the
What's
same
in the
key.
note that he sent over?
I can only tell you guys you just sucked. I'll do that again. I couldn't. It was in the key of B flat.
You had
She has
concert
A flat, right?
You had concert A flat in your note, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah, we play it starting on F.
Well, if it's concert A flat, then we play the F.
But we play it as written.
Okay. I don't have any music.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, let's move on.
all right. So, let's just start playing this one. Bill, you want to do a solo on this one? It's
Yeah,
short.
that's all right.
All right, one solo, 20 bars. Dawn,
All right.
Jasmine Blues. And I'll announce it after we
Fast.
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 All right, here we go.
Thank
I didn't know it was a DS. It sounded like this I should play.
Well, it's okay, I'm over it. It didn't go so well the first time, I thought, okay, I've been replaced. Caught me by surprise.
Way down yonder.
Way down on the new ones.
Yeah.
Skip the polka way down yonder.
Okay,
2 years to dance.
way, oh yeah, oh boy, I got some notes, okay.
Don, you have a solo on this one.
All right.
26 measures for some reason. Okay, does anyone know what that last song was? You've heard it before. Jazz Me Blues, and that was a song made very famous by another cornetist, not Louis Armstrong, whose name was Biggs Beiderbecke. And he grew up in a small town in Iowa and became very famous, but he kind of flamed out very early. He passed away from liver disease at the age of 31. So he did not have much of a career, but at the time when he was in his heyday, which was in the mid-20s, he and Louis Armstrong were actually competing for like the best cornetist going during the jazz era. So he was quite the player, but the bad alcohol from those prohibition days got to his liver before anything else did, so he had a very short life. But he was a good player, and that was his signature song. Next song up, you're going to recognize, because this one is kind of basically one of Louis Armstrong's more famous tunes, and it was first produced back in 1922, and almost every Dixie band plays it. Louis, of course, played it. Andrews Sisters sang it. Frankie Lane sang it. Harry Connick Jr. sang it, and you're going to recognize it. Way Down Yonder in New Orleans. Okay, 8 bars.
So we've been playing a variety of tunes, some of which are ragtime, some of which are the new jazz. And there are basically three major differences, and I've already referenced a couple of them. Ragtime, most of the music, when they were playing it, even though a lot of people couldn't play music, it was very regimented. I mean, they couldn't read music. It was as written. So if you were given a piece of ragtime music, you played it. In jazz, you were given a piece of music and then someone said, take 16 bars or take 32 bars and do a solo. So there was a lot of improvisation going on with jazz. The rhythms are different: syncopation, march-like in ragtime, swingy and danceable for the jazz people. And then finally, you usually had a solo piano doing honky-tonk, or you had a barbershop quartet, versus ensembles like ours who were doing, of course, both types of music, but the ensemble replaced the honky-tonk piano, and that was the difference between the jazz versus the ragtime. So we're going to play you a song that was kind of like in between. This next song was a tune recorded back in 1917, so it kind of had remnants of both ragtime and jazz, and it's played at the Indianapolis 500 every year. Anybody know what it is? Back Home in Indiana. And this is a sing-along, so please join us when we put our hands up. Don and Bill Solis? Okay. Sing, Don and Bill.
Oh, sing Don, okay.
Just click, three clicks for this one? Okay.
Thank you. also had some featuring other than both Don and Bill on those mainstream solos. We had Carol at the beginning, and then if you notice, Dr. Bob back here was banging away on that string bass. You could hear boom, 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 boom. It was really a nice tune. So it sounds just as good with string bass as it would with tuba, I promise. I'm not kidding. Yeah. All right, next up we're going to do a tune that, again, was performed by original Dixieland Jazz Band. This is named for a famous dance hall in Chicago. Louis played there, Bix Beiderbecke played there. The name of the tune, Royal Garden Blues. Two solos or one?
Well, each solo's twice through. Yeah.
Okay, twice through. Each solo.
How many was it for the solos?
4 times through with this whole thing.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'll give 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
slow it down a little bit. And you've heard this one, if not from us, then you've heard it over the years. If you've gone to any church services over time, you've heard this. Just a closer walk with thee. We're going to feature Dawn on this one again. How many times have we featured you, Dawn? What's that?
You feature Peggy too.
That's right, Peggy's on this.
Yeah, Don first.
Yeah, Peggy's first on this. That was my oversight. All right, featuring Peggy and Dawn. How's that? Here we go.
Bill has a solo too, you know.
Yeah. I have a solo too. solo better. All right. It is, we're an hour into the concert. I'm looking at the ladies in the back with the name tags. Are we good for 2 more tunes?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll do 2 more. All right, next up we are going to play a Louis Armstrong tune. You're going to recognize it. It's another slow one. It's bluesy, it's sassy, it's not religious at all. The name of it, Basin Street Blues. Well, guess what, folks? That was our next to last song. And we are always grateful to be able to play here because you guys are a great audience. It's a great venue. It's a nice place for us to play. There are many places in the area where we've played where the stage is 1/5 the size of this, if there's a stage at all, and so we're really squeezed in. So we really appreciate it. And like I said, Carol would come here and play for free. Oh, wait a minute, you're playing for free. And she'd play for free because she really loves this piano over here. And we really appreciate playing for you. We're probably going to see you next Memorial Day. We've kind of gotten this down to a science where it's Labor Day and Memorial Day. We appreciate your attendance, and we are going to end this concert with When the Saints Go Marching In and the Residents Go Marching Out. But you don't have to march, but if you get up and leave and turn your backs on us while we're playing, we won't take it personally, I promise. Because we know you have other things that you have to do at some point. So this is our last tune. Thank you very much. You've been a great audience. And we'll see you next year when the Saints go marching in.
Don, Carol, Bob, and
Don Carroll.